Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man, got a big week ahead. You know, it's fight week with Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz. So, you know, I got to get prepared for Vegas. I'll be in Vegas. You know, whoever coming to the fight, let me know if you want to, you know, want to link up or something. I'll drop my location periodically and shit. I'm gonna mostly be with the guys from Hustle Balls, more than likely, Champ Side Boxing, you know, the regular crew. So, you know. Oh, by the way, subscribe to Champ Side Boxing, subscribe to Ben Saucy Boxing, and subscribe to John Boxing Pound for Pound. You know, Champ Side Boxing, he, you know, hottest boxing in the land, as he say. You know, real talk. But anyway. Let me get to this Jay-Z thing, because, you know, now Jay-Z is crying, allegedly. You know, saw the video by Goodfellas Sports TV. As far as Stephen A. Smith go, man, I'm going to try to find that video where I ran up on Stephen A. Smith and he ran away from me. Now, keep in mind, before that, he said, you know, I ain't afraid to debate anybody. I debate somebody right on the spot. So I went up there to debate him. And I walked up to the nigga and said, do you believe all that bullshit that come out your mouth? Oh, I don't do interviews. So he ran because he knew what was coming. But shout out to my man, Blue Blood Sports TV, because he helped me with the setup. Shout out to my man, Vince the Body Snatcher, who first pointed out that the nigga was in the same facility as us. You know. But nevertheless, already than either Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith he is who he is, man. He a sellout, he a coon, and that's pretty much what he is. He's just a bald Negro to exercise white supremacy, you know, in front of a nationwide audience by Walt Disney, you know. But anyway, let me get to Camel Face, aka Jay-Z. Now, allegedly, Jay-Z has once again been made to look like a fool. Once again, Colin Kaepernick has sunned him once again for basically setting up some old bullshit ass so-called workout, which now everybody with common sense know that it was just a publicity stunt. When I revealed all the stipulations that they tried to put on Colin Kaepernick. Didn't want him to use his own receivers, wanted him to sign a whole bunch of waivers, didn't want the media there to see the workout. Basically, they wanted to control the workout because I'm telling you what they was going to do. And there's people that's mad about what I said, which I don't give a damn what you think. You just mad because people is exposing the NFL for what they stand for and what they really all about. Okay, Jay-Z ruined his own reputation. And it was 15 years in the making. Before this whole Colin Kaepernick thing even happened. The only thing Colin Kaepernick did with the whole Jay-Z situation, he just made it, he just made it evident that Jay-Z was who we thought he was. For years you had heard things about Jay-Z, how Jay-Z had snaked people, how he treated people, how he didn't have no respect for where he came from. He was just a dude that was happy to get away from the Marcy projects, because there's people from Brooklyn that already say he really don't do nothing for Brooklyn or Marcy, wherever he came from. He basically was one of them dudes, the hell with y'all, I can't wait to get around, mixed company. So, you know, but a lot of dudes think like Jay-Z. At the end of the day, I grew up in Oakland, California. Love Oakland, California. I lived in some of the roughest neighborhoods you could think of. I lived in crime-infested neighborhoods, but I still go back. I would just drive there and just walk around because that's where I came from. That's my memories. That's my childhood. Just because every dude grew up in, like, what you would call a quote-unquote crime-infested neighborhood, but you got to question yourself and ask the questions: who made it the crime-infested neighborhood? Was it the people that look like you, or the people that don't look like you, that put certain elements to tempt you to do things you shouldn't do, so they can have a reason to either kill you or lock you up? So you have to think about that. But nevertheless, I lived in West Oakland, lived in deep East Oakland. You know what I'm saying? So I lived in some of the roughest neighborhoods you could think of. But I had, you know, the same way you have stuff that you seen that you didn't like, that bothered you, you had good times too. And I think people, you know what I'm saying, I think that's overblown to a certain degree. You're going to have some happy times. I had very good times growing up, you know, where I came from. And to a certain degree, it helped me grow up and learn from what I was seeing other people do, help me make better decisions. Yeah, I fell into the temptation of some of the shit that I seen, but at the end of the day, I made decisions to either get away from it, you know what I'm saying, or just, you know what I'm saying, not participate, or help other people try not to get swayed to go that route. Okay? For real. But nevertheless, let me just talk about Jay-Z. You heard several things about this man's reputation. You heard how he was allegedly jealous of other acts, and how he tried to purposely not blow up other acts that was signed to Rockefeller at the time. A lot of people felt like he held Benny Siegel back. A lot of people believe that Benny Siegel was the best rapper on Rockefeller. Then you heard when he was made the president of Def Jam, he purposely didn't try to put certain artists out. Now, there were some artists that he hit, that he hit with, but then there was a lot of artists that he didn't. You know, you had the issue with the veteran artist LL Cool J. He didn't try to put no steam behind any LL's albums. And LL felt like, hey, man, I'm a veteran. I helped build this company. Which he did. You know. You just heard all kind of things about him. Then he had Jay Electronica signed for years to Rock Nation. Man still ain't put out an album. And then I know Jay Electronica tries to take the high road but not rip at Jay-Z. But hey, we all know what was going on, man. We all knew what was going on. You just heard so many things about Jay-Z, man, being a snake. And then sometimes, here's the thing that a lot of people try to do. It's this thing that the black community got it bad about doing. And I understand to a certain degree, you want to protect other people in the black community because you want to protect them from mixed company. Because I done found myself doing that a lot with Floyd. Like I said, the Floyd Mayweather, the person, don't want to have nothing to do with him. Because Floyd then said and did some very damaging things to disrespect the black community. Went out of his way to do it. And then sits up there and lies and act like black people didn't support him when he know they was his biggest supporters who defended him against the white supremacists who constantly still attack him. You know, defend him against the bigoted Filipinos that don't like him, the bigoted Mexicans that don't like him. And then, you know what I'm saying? But then what does Floyd do in return? Shit on the people that support him. Attack the people that support him. Make a mockery out of the people that's protesting to make it better. That sees racial injustices. Who call out Gucci. But what does he do? He go to the Gucci store, spend $200,000 on Gucci, and try to thumb his nose up at the black community. But then, like I said before, Floyd is going to have another nigga moment. And then I promise you, once again, he gonna come looking for the black community to help him. Well, it's like this, Floyd, you on your own, bro. I will always defend you as a boxer. I will defend you as a boxer. As a person, Because I've seen up close and personal how you treat certain black media members. Yeah, you talk to Radio Raheem, but it's an issue about Radio Raheem, what kind of dude he is. Radio Raheem tried to play stupid with Deontay Wilder, and he got humiliated. I don't care that Radio Raheem is from the same place as me. When you do some bullshit, you do some bullshit. You got called on it, you got humiliated, and you deserved it because you was trying to play stupid. But yeah, Floyd do that shit all the time. Floyd can't wait to talk to like I said, once again, the non-black media outlets. But then when us little guys want to talk to him, then all of a sudden he got an attitude. But that's cool. Because like I say, what goes around comes around, my brother. And I know for a fact you didn't listen to some of my videos. I know for a fact you know my voice. But that's cool. I know for a fact you didn't listen to my videos. But that's cool, Floyd. Like I said, brother, what comes around goes around. Same thing for Jay-Z. Jay-Z getting his taste now. Because Jay-Z thought he could be the handkerchief head, and he wanted to be a mascot. He was going to let the NFL use him to be a mascot. And see, when it backfired on his ass, and people started calling him a coon and a sellout, then all of a sudden he wanted to blame Colin Kaepernick. But he was doing this shit before Colin Kaepernick ever came along. Snaking people. Stabbing people in the back. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z been like this. He been like this. Doing people dirty. You know? But see, now that this NFL thing that backfired on him, he want to blame somebody else. He didn't care at first. See, the NFL, they probably looking at Jay-Z like, dang, we hired you to be the Negro Whisperer. You know, the dude that can stand, you know, that could, you know, do speeches and stand in front of the audience and tell black people to calm down. We been wasn't checking for Jay-Z. Nobody cared what Jay-Z thought. Jay-Z wasn't a pillar of the community. And it was so funny that you got all these Jay-Z fans, and the ones that come on my channel that's like caping for Jay-Z sound like they ain't even black anyway. And if they black, you can tell they under that 25, you know, that age range, that under 25, because a lot of them think like, well, handkerchief heads anyway. They have the go fetch it, they believe the what's the matter with you boy mentality anyway towards you know who. And that's apparent because look how you get a lot of these a lot of these black dudes that love to defend Eminem when you say anything about Eminem, but these the same black people that'll disappear when it's time to defend a black person ain't got nothing to say. So yeah, man, as far as Jay-Z go, Jay-Z did this to himself. He snaked Jermaine Dupri, told him not to work with the NFL, then he works with the NFL. You know, Jermaine Dupri took the high road. You know, at the end of the day, I really don't like bashing black people. I really don't. And I really try not to, you know, bash black men in front of mixed company. But at the end of the day, this so-called staying on code shit, like I said, man, I tried to be on code for the longest. Jay-Z ain't never been on code. Why should we protect Jay-Z? Who done made it very clear he will throw people that look like him under the bus in a heartbeat just so he can make himself feel better being around you know who. And I can't stand black dudes like that. Who think because they around some kind of Caucasian dude, they an important person. What's wrong with being around people that look like you and feeling like you important? So I've been not like messing with Jay-Z because I had heard this shit about him a long time ago. It's fact. Jay-Z been doing this to people. And see now, it's now the world is seeing what kind of dude Jay-Z really is, because this Colin Kaepernick debacle made him look even worse as a person. Because like I said, it was a setup from the gate. Too many stipulations, too many head-scratching things that was going on with the workout. It just kind of didn't seem legitimate to begin with. Now, like I said, it was a nice PR move for the NFL. They thought it would work until Colin Kaepernick switched it up on him. He picked the right time to involve the media. Now, I listened to Big Mike, and Big Mike said some things that made a lot of sense too. I do wish Colin Kaepernick would be a little more vocal. Do you know if Colin Kaepernick would talk to people like 7-8, Ticket TV, me, Barbershop Conversation, guys like that? Man, do you know how much backing Colin Kaepernick would have had? Because we have influence. Do you know if Colin Kaepernick would have did an exclusive interview with Fred or something, what that would have did for him? I'm serious. Fred would have been a perfect one to interview Colin Kaepernick. Or Ticket TV, because Ticket TV is an athlete like Colin Kaepernick. So it would have made sense for him to interview with I'm serious. And that's the only real problem that I didn't have with Colin Kaepernick. I do wish he would have used us more. Because like I said, it was people out there that wanted to help him. We really would have further exposed the NFL, but we did a good job doing it anyway. No matter how much people want to pretend we didn't have an impact on hurting the NFL's pockets, we did. And like I said, the NFL's arrogance is why they in the predicament that they in now. Because they just don't want to take an L, and they done took several L's pertaining to this Colin Kaepernick situation. What are they? They perceived as being racist. That's one. They lost TV ratings that they don't want to admit, and they lost money. It was just one of them things we just wanted to go away, and like I said, people haven't forgotten. So instead of the NFL talking about how good their ratings are, which they not, they'll just not talk about ratings, period. But nevertheless, like I said, Jay-Z ruined his own reputation. Wasn't Colin Kaepernick. His reputation was ruined way before this. It just, basically with the Colin Kaepernick thing, it just got enhanced, and it just got put to the forefront to where everybody could see it. And even Dan Patrick was saying that Jay-Z allegedly organized this workout was disingenuous. So there you have it. Even a white guy see through Jay-Z and the NFL's bullshit. And I ain't even the biggest Dan Patrick fan in the world. Not because I think Dan Patrick is, I don't think Dan Patrick, I don't know that much about him. But he just don't move me. Nothing personal against him. He just don't move me, his broadcasting. That's it, that's all. This your boy Channel Biz. I'm out.